Some people hit their first million in their 30s, while others reach 40 with almost nothing saved and a mountain of regret. Your 30s are not just another decade, they are the financial launch decade that determines the trajectory of the rest of your life. There are a few key money milestones that determine whether your 40s are stressful or financially free. And surprisingly, the most important milestone isn't actually how much money you make. Why does this decade matter so much? It is because your 30s represent the unique intersection of peak earning growth and the remaining power of time. When you are in your 20s, you have time, but usually lack the income. When you are in your 50s, you have the income, but you have run out of time for compound interest to work its magic. Your 30s are the sweet spot. This is the period where compound interest becomes incredibly powerful if you start investing now, but it is also where lifestyle inflation becomes dangerous. Consider two people, person A and person B. Person A starts aggressively investing at age 30, putting away a consistent amount every month. Person B decides to wait until they are 40 because they want to enjoy their best years first. Even if person B invests double the amount that person A does later on, they will likely never catch up. The math of building wealth is unforgiving. By the end of this video, you'll know the exact financial milestones that put you ahead of 90% of people and ensure your future self is taken care of. The first major milestone you need to hit in your early 30s is making sure your net worth turns positive. It sounds simple, but for millions of people, this is a massive hurdle. Net worth is a simple calculation. It is your assets minus your debts. In your 20s, it is common to have a negative net worth because of student loans, credit card debt, or car notes. However, your 30s are the time to flip the script. You need to cross that zero line. This means your total savings, retirement accounts, and home equity must outweigh every single dollar you owe to a bank or a lender. Eliminating high-interest debt is the fastest way to achieve this. Every dollar of debt you carry is a weight holding back your financial engine. Once you hit a positive net worth, you are no longer digging a hole, you're finally building a foundation. But this next milestone is where most people fall behind because they focus on spending rather than accumulating. The second milestone is having one full year of your annual income invested. If you earn $70,000 a year, your goal by your mid-30s should be to have at least $70,000 working for you in the market. This isn't just money sitting in a bank account. This is money in retirement accounts, index funds, and brokerage accounts. This milestone is a psychological game changer. When you have a year's worth of salary invested, you stop thinking about money in terms of what it can buy today and start thinking about what it can earn tomorrow. You begin to understand the power of compound growth. This foundation is what allows you to eventually reach financial independence. It proves that you have the discipline to live on less than you make and the foresight to plan for a future that feels far away but arrives faster than you think. While investing for the future is vital, you cannot ignore the risks of the present. This brings us to milestone number 3, a fully funded emergency safety net. In your 30s, the stakes are higher. You might have a mortgage, children, or aging parents. You cannot afford to rely on a credit card when your car breaks down or your roof leaks. You need 3 to 6 months of your actual living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. This is your sleep well at night fund. This safety net protects your investments because it ensures you never have to sell your stocks during a market downturn just to pay for an emergency. It also gives you incredible career freedom. When you have 6 months of cash, you aren't a slave to a job you hate. You have the leverage to walk away or take a calculated risk. The psychological benefit of this milestone is massive. Your financial stress drops dramatically the moment you know you are bulletproof against life's surprises. But the next milestone is where real wealth starts forming. Milestone number 4 is reaching your first $100,000 invested. Ask any self-made millionaire and they will tell you the same thing. The first $100,000 is the hardest milestone you will ever reach. It feels like a slow, painful crawl. You're doing all the heavy lifting and the interest you earn feels like pennies. But something magical happens once you cross that 6-figure mark. The math shifts. The compounding begins to do more work than your contributions do. Moving from $0 to $100,000 takes a long time and a lot of discipline, but moving from $100,000 to $200,000 happens significantly faster because your money is finally large enough to generate its own momentum. This is the milestone that changes everything. It is the point where you transition from saving money to building wealth. Most people give up before they hit this number, but if you can push through, the wind will finally be at your back. As you build that investment core, you must look toward milestone number 5, establishing multiple income streams. Relying on a single paycheck is the most dangerous financial position you can be in. In your 30s, you should aim to have at least one other source of money coming in. This could be dividend income from your stocks, a side business that utilizes your professional skills, freelance work, or digital income from assets you've created. This isn't just about making more money, it's about diversifying your risk. This is the stage where people transition from working for money to having their money work for them. When you have multiple streams, a layoff isn't a catastrophe, it's just a temporary setback. This milestone provides the ultimate security and accelerates your path to freedom. To keep this momentum going, you must hit milestone number 6. Your savings rate hits 20 to 30%. Most people focus entirely on their income, thinking that if they just made more, they'd be rich. But wealth is determined by your savings rate, not your salary. A person earning $70,000 who saves 25% of their income will build wealth much faster than a person earning $120,000 who only saves 5%. In your 30s, as your income grows, you must fight lifestyle creep. Instead of buying a bigger house or a flashier car every time you get a raise, maintain your lifestyle and pour that extra money into your investments. Automate this process so you never even see the money. By hitting a 20 to 30% savings rate, you are effectively buying back your time. You are shortening the number of years you are required to work. This leads us to the 7th milestone, financial independence momentum. This is the point where your investments start covering a noticeable portion of your monthly expenses. Imagine waking up and knowing that your dividends or investment returns cover your grocery bill, your utilities, or even your mortgage. When your passive income covers 10 to 20% of your living costs, the momentum becomes real. You can see the finish line. You realize that financial independence isn't a pipe dream, it is a mathematical certainty. This is the milestone that gives you the ultimate peace of mind because you are no longer starting from zero every single month. Many people make key blunders in their 30s that haunt them for decades despite these clear intentions. Spending money on a lifestyle you can't afford to impress people you don't like is the worst error. You may wait too long to invest, assuming you will have more money later. Many acquire too much house, resulting in high monthly payments that limit investment. Others ignore their retirement accounts or gamble to get rich fast. Your 30s require discipline, not shortcuts. This decade determines whether your 50s will be financially stressful or free. Winning your 30s makes your 40s and 50s easy. The snowball effect is key. If these milestones are reached today, your investments will grow faster than you can save. Passive income will rise, shortening your retirement timetable. Look at the trajectory. 30s for foundation, 40s for wealth acceleration, 50s for optional work. Don't start at 45 attempting to make up for 15 years lost. This race is likely to be lost. Building wealth requires intention, not luck. Building a lifelong financial machine in your 30s is more important than looking rich or having the latest toys. Say no to transient pleasures to yes to permanent freedom. Tracking your net worth, saving discipline, and long-term goals are required. In your 30s, reach half of these milestones and your future self will thank you for decades. Start immediately, be persistent, and watch your life change quickly when you control your money.